The Courage to be Disliked. How to Free Yourself, Change Your Life, and Achieve Real Happiness by Ichiro Kashimi and Fumitake Koga presents a revolutionary approach to living founded on the theories of Alfred Adler. This book has transformed the lives of many by challenging societal norms and encouraging individuals to pursue authenticity and personal freedom courageously. Chapter 1. Deny Trauma. In Chapter 1, the authors set the stage by introducing a fictional dialogue between a philosopher and a youth. This Socratic dialogue is the vessel through which the authors explore profound philosophical concepts throughout the book. The chapter begins with the youth expressing a common belief that past traumas and experiences shape us and limit what we can become. Many people cling to this belief, feeling that their past failures, childhood experiences, or traumatic events have left indelible marks determining their future. The philosopher, however, challenges this notion with the principles of Adlerian psychology. He argues that although the past is a part of who we are, it does not have to dictate our future. What truly matters is how we choose to respond to what has happened to us. He further explains that clinging to past traumas often becomes an excuse for not taking responsibility for our lives. By blaming the past, we relinquish control and become victims of circumstance rather than active creators of our future. The philosopher encourages the youth to adopt a more empowering perspective, where the focus shifts from what has been done to us to what we can do now. This perspective fosters a sense of agency and freedom, allowing us to break free from the shackles of the past and take bold steps toward the life we desire. Takeaway: your past does not have to define your future. Recognize the power of choice in shaping your life and take responsibility for creating your desired future. Release the hold of past traumas and embrace the freedom to become the person you choose to be. Chapter 2. All problems are interpersonal relationship problems. In Chapter 2, the conversation between the philosopher and the youth delves into the complex realm of interpersonal relationships. The philosopher posits a bold statement that nearly all problems in life can be traced back to our relationships with others, whether those are relationships with family members, friends, colleagues, or even strangers. He elaborates on this by explaining how our interactions with others often trigger reactions and emotions within us. These can lead to misunderstandings, conflicts, and personal and professional problems. How we perceive others and ourselves in relation to them plays a pivotal role in our happiness and success. The chapter further explores how Adlerian psychology emphasizes social interest and community feeling. It teaches us to see ourselves as part of a larger whole and encourages cooperation and empathy. By understanding the motivations and feelings of others and by recognizing our interconnectedness, we can foster better relationships. However, this doesn't mean we should conform or please others at our expense. The philosopher guides the youth to find a balance and be true to themselves while being considerate and empathetic towards others. Takeaway: interpersonal relationships are the core of most life's problems and the key to happiness and success. Focus on understanding, empathy, and cooperation to improve your relationships. Recognize that you are part of a larger community and that your interactions with others profoundly impact your life. Cultivate positive relationships by being true to yourself and considerate of others. Chapter 3. Discard other people's tasks. In Chapter 3, the philosopher introduces the concept of separating one's tasks from the tasks of others. This seemingly simple principle has profound implications for personal freedom, responsibility, and well-being. The dialogue between the philosopher and the youth explores how people often take on burdens that are not theirs. Whether trying to solve other people's problems, attempting to control their behavior, or worrying about their opinions, these tasks genuinely belong to others. Engaging in these tasks creates unnecessary stress and complications in our lives. Adlerian psychology emphasizes recognizing what we can and cannot control. By focusing on our tasks, we empower ourselves and others. We take responsibility for our actions, our choices, and our happiness. We also allow others to do the same, trusting them to handle their tasks. Takeaway: recognize what is within your control and what is not. Focus on your tasks, and let others handle theirs. Doing so fosters personal responsibility, reduces unnecessary burdens, and empowers yourself and others. Don't be afraid of being disliked. Living authentically and prioritizing what truly matters to you is a natural consequence. Chapter 4. Where the Center of the World Is. In Chapter 4, The dialogue continues to explore the concept of ego and the belief that one is the center of the world. This perspective, while natural, leads to unnecessary conflict, disappointment, and a skewed perception of reality. The philosopher explains how seeing oneself as the central figure in all events can create a distorted sense of importance. This perception often results in taking things personally, being overly reactive, and feeling superior or inferior. It's a perspective that breeds conflict, assuming that the world revolves around us and that others must conform to our beliefs, desires, or expectations. However, the philosopher guides the youth to a more enlightened perspective where recognizing others' individuality and centrality becomes key. He emphasizes that each person is the center of their world, and by acknowledging this, we can cultivate empathy, understanding, and respect for differing viewpoints. Takeaway: embrace humility and respect for others' viewpoints by understanding that you are not the center of the universe. Recognize the individuality and centrality of others and how this perspective fosters harmony, empathy, and mutual respect. Practice listening and empathy without losing your uniqueness and values. It's a path towards richer, more fulfilling interactions and a more compassionate understanding of the world. Chapter 5. To live in earnest in the here and now. In Chapter 5, the authors explore the essential theme of living fully in the present moment. The conversation between the philosopher and the youth delves into how preoccupations with past regrets and future anxieties often rob us of the joy and possibilities of the current moment. The chapter begins with the youth expressing concern about past failures and uncertainties about the future. The philosopher gently guides him to understand that dwelling on the past leads to paralysis, while excessive worry about the future creates needless anxiety. Both stances take us away from the richness and potential of the here and now. Drawing on Adlerian principles, the philosopher teaches that focusing on the past and future is often an evasion tactic, a way to avoid taking responsibility for the choices and actions we can take in the present moment. Takeaway: practice mindfulness and concentrate on the present moment to fully embrace life. Recognize that past regrets and future anxieties are barriers to living fully in the current moment. You can enrich your life with deeper connections, creativity, and joy by focusing on the here and now with authenticity and wholehearted engagement. Live earnestly, and make the present moment the center of your life's experience. Conclusion: The Courage to be Disliked is more than just a book. It's a philosophical guide leading you to self-discovery, empowerment, and genuine happiness. With lessons drawn from the principles of Adlerian psychology, it offers tools to challenge conventional wisdom, embrace individuality, and create a life defined by your terms. Whether you're feeling stuck, unhappy, or simply needing a fresh perspective, this book can be a life-altering read. Its wisdom is timeless, its approach is fresh, and its impact is profound. I recommend this book as an essential part of everyone's personal growth and authentic living toolkit.